नमस्कार दोस्तों, वेलकम टू स्पोर्टिंग एंजल्स एजुकेशन स्पेक्ट्रम। आज इंग्लिश की क्लास स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं क्लास 9th के लिए। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई वुड लाइक टू कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट क्लास 9th फॉर हैविंग पास्ड क्लास 8 सक्सेसफुली। वी शैल बी डूइंग योर फर्स्ट poem, that is The Road Not Taken. The Road Not Taken is a beautiful poem. It is written by Robert Frost, a well-known American poet. He was born on 26 March 1874. Okay. So, this poem is written by Robert Frost, and Robert Frost was an American poet, right दोस्तों? And he was born on 26 March 1874. 26 March 1874, right? And he died on 29th January 1963. Okay. Although he went to study to Harvard, but he did not have a degree. ऐसे आपको बहुत सारे पोइट मिल जाएंगे जिनके पास डिग्रियां नहीं हुआ करती उस ज़माने में, लेकिन उनकी बुक्स आज सभी कॉलेजेस में, सभी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में, सभी स्कूल्स में, सब जगह पढ़ाई जाती हैं। एंड रॉबर्ट फ्रोस्ट इज़ वन ऑफ दोज। ही वॉज वेरी फेमस अमेरिकन पोइट। ठीक है दोस्तों। द रोड नॉट टेकन के अलावा अगर आप उसकी कुछ और फेमस बुक्स के बारे में, उसके वर्क्स के बारे में पढ़ना चाहें तो अभी गर्मी की छुट्टियां आ रही हैं। यू कैन गो थ्रू अ बॉयज़ विल। ठीक है, उसकी बहुत ही नोटेबल वर्क्स है ये, अ बॉयज़ विल। ठीक है, ये तो है ही द रोड नॉट टेकन। एक्चुअली क्या था ना, he always wrote about the rural life. This poem is also, in a sense, it relates to the choices of the life, right? And he always wrote on realistic things in life. Okay. A Boy's Will के अलावा other notable works, North of Boston, New Hampshire. Okay, so first read your syllabus books and then during the summer vacation you can go through some of his notable works, right? You'll enjoy reading them. Now coming to the poem. Let's go through the first stanza first, right? Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it went in the undergrowth. Let's look at the rhyme scheme of the first stanza first, right? See here, if you look at the last word, it is pronounced wood. If you can assign it a, then both doesn't rhyme with wood. तो इसको आप assign अगर कर देंगे b, then would, stood, could. These are the rhyming words. Would, stood, could. That means इसे भी आप दोबारा से a assign करेंगे and could again can be assigned a, right? और अगर आप इसे both. Again, it rhymes with growth, undergrowth, growth, both. So this again can be assigned B. Therefore, the rhyming scheme becomes, the rhyme scheme now is A B A B. ठीक है दोस्तों, let's read it carefully once again and try to find out what the poet wants to convey to us. Poet हमसे बताना चाहता है two roads diverged in a yellow wood. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि one day while the poet was passing through a jungle, see here there are two things to be noted. Yellow wood, that means he was passing through a jungle and the time was autumn. Autumn is the time when trees shed their leaves, और ये वो समय होता है जब लगभग सब पेड़ों पर, आप ज़्यादातर पेड़ों पर पीला कलर देखते हो, राइट? सो विदाउट मेंशनिंग एनीथिंग ही हैज सेड that it was the autumn time while he was going through that woods, while he was going through that jungle, he reaches a point where, and sorry I could not travel both, he reaches a point where two roads diverged. He reaches a point where he has to make a choice, he has to take a decision whether to go this way or this way, whether to go right or left. Everyone comes across a situation where one has to decide. आप अभी कुछ दिन बाद, when you reach your class 11th, you will have to take a major decision. Which stream you should opt for? You should go for the science stream, or you should go for the commerce stream, or you should go for the humanities. इसी तरह जिंदगी में हर मोड़ पर आदमी को चॉइसेस करनी पड़ती हैं. At every point of time, at every situation, life presents many situations when one has to make a choice, and this is what he is talking about. When one reaches a point where one has to make a choice, तो वहाँ आदमी बड़ा असमंजस में होता है. Similar is the case with the poet in the poem, and he says that, and sorry I could not travel both. This is a peculiar situation in the sense that everyone reaches a situation where one cannot travel both the routes. One has to leave one and one has to make the journey on one of the given two choices, right? तो यहाँ भी तो वही है. Now he says, and be one traveler long I stood. ऐसी जगह पर हर किसी को सोचने के लिए समय लगता है. To decide whether to go this way or this way, one should stand, one should contemplate, one should analyze first and then take the decision. And this is what the poet does, right? So he stands there for a long time, contemplates, and then he makes a decision, right? And looked down one as far as I could. अब वो दोनों में से एक रास्ते को पहले अच्छे से निहारता है. He looks down at one of the two choices as far as he can see. See, nobody can forecast anything. Nobody can say what is written in the future. Nobody, right? That indicates that this is the reason he mentions that he tried to look as far as he could but it is not possible to look very far, right? So to where it bent, कुछ दूर आगे जाकर के that way, that first way, वो रास्ता, it bent and there was lot of undergrowth over there, right? तो उस रास्ते पे बहुत सारी घास जमी हुई थी. अब आप इसमें दो तीन चीजें देखने वाली हैं. What does yellow wood refer to? What does yellow wood refer to? This word yellow wood, it refers to the autumn season, right? And yellow wood refers to, एक तो आपको ये ध्यान रखना, yellow wood refers to autumn season, right? Then again आपको एक बात का ध्यान रखना है, first line itself, which literary device has been used? Here the word road has been used symbolically. There is a symbolical use of the word road. ये जो शब्द है ना road, इसका symbolic यूज किया है पोएट ने, and therefore the literary device used here is symbolism, right? लिटरेरी डिवाइस कौन सी यूज करी है पोएट ने? लिटरेरी डिवाइस यहां पर two roads diverged. In the first line, the literary device used is symbolism. ठीक है दोस्तों, तो आपको फर्स्ट लाइन में ही दो इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें मिलती हैं. एक तो येलो वुड और दूसरा द रोड. तो हमने कुछ चीजें देखी अभी तक. हमने राइम स्कीम देख लिया, दैट इज ए बी ए बी. हमने इनका मीनिंग समझने की कोशिश करी. हमने ये देखा कि फर्स्ट में रोड शब्द का सिंबॉलिक यूज किया है. सो द लिटरेरी डिवाइस यूज्ड हियर इज सिंबलिज्म. इसके अलावा अभी आप एक और चीज देखिए, एंड सॉरी आई कुड नॉट ट्रेवल बोथ, एंड बी वन ट्रेवलर अगेन, एंड लुक्ड डाउन वन. सो every line here starts with and, right? When every line in a stanza or two or three lines in a stanza start with the same word or the same phrase, the literary device is called anaphora, right दोस्तों? So again here the literary device used is anaphora. ठीक है दोस्तों, तो ये एक और चीज आपको पता चल गई इसी स्टेंजा में. इसके अलावा अब आप एक चीज और ध्यान से देखिए, and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Here the poet mentions it that although he tried to look as far as he could, but he could not look very far. ये जीवन की हकीकत भी है. जब भी हम देखने की कोशिश करते हैं, अंदाजा लगाने की कोशिश करते हैं कि हमारे इस डिसीजन का क्या परिणाम होगा, पहले से कुछ पता नहीं होता. सो we make our decisions based on some assumptions. हम केवल अज्यूम करके कुछ डिसीजंस लेते हैं, and many years after that decision we conclude कि हमारा डिसीजन सही था या नहीं था. यही उन्होंने यहाँ बताने की कोशिश करी है. So far we have reached a point, the poet has reached a point, the poet was traveling through a jungle in the autumn season, and he comes to a point where it was very difficult to make a decision. The simple reason being, he stands there for a while, he looks at both the roads, he looks at the possibilities of both, and he finds that the first road was as fair as the second one, right? So now he was in a fix. Let us read out the second stanza. Okay, the second stanza says, then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. Right? Let's look at the rhyme scheme of the second stanza. If you can assign fair A, then which are the words that rhyme with fair? See, claim doesn't rhyme with fair, but fair, where, there, fair, where, there. These are the three words that rhyme with each other. Therefore, fair, where, and there can be assigned the same letter, that is letter A. How about claim? Let's assign it letter B. Okay. Does this rhyme with same, claim, same, claim, same? These two also rhyme, therefore this can also be assigned the same letter. Therefore, the rhyme scheme becomes AB, AAB. It is the same one as it was in the first stanza, right? Now, having gone through the second stanza, let's understand it. Okay. Then took the other. Having carefully watched, having carefully analyzed both, having contemplated a lot, he is in a fix. He is not able to make decision, because the second one also then took the other as just as fair, just as fair. Here sometimes he will ask you, just as fair refers to what? Just as fair refers to the second road, right? Just as fair refers to the second road. Now, and having perhaps the better claim. Perhaps, see how much the poet is confused, how much is in a fix. You can see from this line. It was just before this that he said that almost same claim, but here he again mentions, and having perhaps the better claim. So he is confused, and he mentions at one place, perhaps the second one had somewhat better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. There were very few people who have gone on the second one, right? The first one was an adopted road, whereas the second one was travelled by very few people. It was almost negligible people who had travelled on the second road, right? Because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though, as for that, the passing there. The passing there again, sometimes they ask you in the exam. This refers to all those travelers who passed through the second road. Right? This refers to the travelers who passed through the second road. Now, had warned them really about the same. Again, just you can see how much he is in a fix, how much he is confused. That again in the last stanza, in the last line of the second stanza. Before this, he has mentioned that the second one had the better claim, but in the last line itself, he says that had warned them really about the same. So here again he doesn't forget to mention that both the roads had almost the same claim. Right friends? अच्छा दोस्तों, look at these words. Wanted where? Wanted where? Both begin with wa. Wanted where? Right? And you have been time and again told about, say, about 30 to 35 literary devices, and by now you know that the words starting with the same consonant sound, right? Wa, wanted where. So this is alliteration, right? So the literary device here used is alliteration. बहुत बार इसको पूछ लेते हैं. अच्छा, अब आप फर्स्ट लाइन में देखिए. Then, took, the. Again, it is the same consonant sound, right? And the words, continuously the words starting with the same consonant sound, it is the same literary device, alliteration. So there are two literary devices which may be asked in your exam. That is the first line of second stanza and again the third line of the second stanza. Wanted where, then took the other, right? So here in the second stanza the poet has used alliteration. Okay? तो देखिए, दोनों ही रास्ते, both the roads were equally fresh. No people had traveled that morning. And now in the third stanza, the poet takes an important decision. And he takes the second road. Right? Let's go through the stanza first, the third stanza. And then we will talk about each line one by one. And both that morning equally lay. In leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet, knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. So having had a good look at both the roads, he makes an important decision. That morning, even up to that morning, both the ways, both the roads had almost the same claim. Both were fresh. No one had gone through. And this is the reason when he says that no step had trodden black. In leaves no step had trodden black means, this means that nobody had traveled through, right? आपने देखा होगा अक्सर जब आप घास के ऊपर या लीव्स के ऊपर जब आप पैरों से उसे कुचल देते हो, दैट ग्रीनिश कलर टर्न्स इनटू स्लाइटली ब्लैकिश वन, राइट? सो दैट इज व्हाट ही मीन्स हियर. सो पैरों के निशान नहीं थे उस पे, घास पे पैरों के निशान नहीं थे. इससे पता चलता है कि दोनों ही रास्ते फ्रेश थे. बट नाउ हैविंग हैड अ वेरी गुड लुक, नाउ ही हैज टू मेक वन डिसीजन एंड देयरफॉर he takes a decision and he decides to take the second road. ठीक है दोस्तों, let's look at the rhyme scheme here. And both that morning equally lay. Let's assign it A. Again day, let's again assign it A. Way. These three are the rhyming words lay, day, way. Does black rhyme with any word? Yes, black, back. So we can assign them B. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि तीनों स्टेंजा में अभी तक राइम स्कीम सेम है, ए बी ए बी. ठीक है दोस्तों. Now having gone through the rhyme scheme, having understood third stanza line by line, इसमें आपको ये देखना बड़ा जरूरी है. थर्ड लाइन में वो बोलता है, ओ आई kept the first for another day. Why is the sign of exclamation there? He himself is surprised. He himself is surprised at his decision making and therefore he mentions, oh, I kept the first for another day. And why is he surprised? The simple reason is he knew it very well that he could not come back. दोस्तों, जिंदगी टेस्ट मैच नहीं है कि आपको सेकंड इनिंग्स में स्कोर करने का मौका मिल जाएगा. जिंदगी में तो एक ही बार मौका मिलता है. इसीलिए जिंदगी का हर डिसीजन आपको बहुत सोच समझ करके लेना चाहिए. और यही बात है, वो बहुत ही क्लियर बोलते हैं, येट नोइंग हाउ वे लीड्स ऑन टू वे, द लाइफ बिकम्स वेरी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड एंड द कॉम्प्लिकेशंस आर लाइक अ वेब. मकड़ी के जाल के जैसे हैं जिंदगी के कॉम्प्लिकेशंस. ही न्यू इट वेरी वेल दैट हाउ इन लाइफ वे लीड्स ऑन टू वे एंड येट ही डिसाइडेड बिकॉज ही हैड टू मेक अ डिसीजन. एवरीवन मेक्स अ डिसीजन. आई डाउटेड इफ आई शुड एवर कम बैक, ऑल्दो ही डाउटेड हिमसेल्फ. ही वॉज इन अ डाउट, ही वॉज इन अ डायलेमा. ही न्यू इट वेरी वेल दैट it won't be possible for him to come back and yet he made this decision. ठीक है दोस्तों. Stanza number 4. It's a long poem. It's a long poem but very interesting one, and one finds bound with the poem. बहुत ही अच्छा लगता है इसको पढ़ते हुए, पता भी नहीं लगता कि इतनी लंबी ये पोएम है, राइट? बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. और सही बात ये है कि रॉबर्ट फ्रॉस्ट इतने रियलिस्टिक हैं. आप जहाँ भी उनको पढ़ोगे हमेशा वो रूरल बैकग्राउंड से आपको बांधेंगे, आदमी की ज़िंदगी से आपको हमेशा बांधेंगे. ही वॉज अ वेरी रियलिस्टिक पोएट, राइट? 88 साल की उम्र में उनका निधन हुआ. 88 साल में 1963 में जनवरी के महीने में 29 जनवरी को जब उनकी डेथ हुई, उस समय तक वो 4 बार पुलित्ज़र अवार्ड जीत चुके थे. ये बड़ी बात है और अमेरिका के लोग उनको बहुत मानने लगे थे. पोएट्स के साथ ही आप ऐसी बात पाओगे कि हैविंग नो डिग्री एंड येट बीइंग टॉट इन डिग्रीज, राइट? आप इवन हिंदी में देख लीजिए, कबीर साहब के पास, रहीम के पास, मीरा के पास कौन सी डिग्रियां थी, लेकिन उनको भी तो पढ़ते हैं लोग. सिमिलर इज द केस इन एनी लैंग्वेज, राइट. उनकी पोम्स इतनी सुंदर होती हैं, लोग बंध जाते हैं, और उसके लिए कहाँ कौन डिग्री की केयर करता है, राइट. आइए स्टेंजा नंबर 4 को एक बार अच्छे से पढ़ लेते हैं. हैविंग मेड अ डिसीजन, आगे he knew it that he has made a very significant decision, and this decision he will be telling the future generation. Let's go through the stanza number 4 first. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. Let's find out the rhyme scheme first. Let's assign sigh A. Sigh. This doesn't rhyme. I, sigh, I, buy. Right? So these can be assigned the same letter A because they rhyme. Now, hence rhymes with difference. Hence, difference. Right? So these two words can be assigned letter B. And therefore, the rhyme scheme again becomes A, B, A, B. With this we come to the conclusion that the rhyme scheme for all the 4 stanzas, for the whole poem, is A, B, A, B. Right? Now, let's try to understand the first line of the stanza number 4. I shall be telling this with a sigh. The poet will be telling about his decision, but with a sigh. Why? Why with a sigh? The simple reason being, he left the first one. He left the first road. He opted for the second one. And he is not sure about. Although he knows it well that this decision would have made a significant difference in his life, but he doesn't clarify whether this difference, the poet is happy or unhappy. The difference, the significant difference that the decision has made in his life is a positive one or a negative one. He doesn't clarify. If the poet is really happy with the decision, we do not know. But he doesn't forget to mention that it has made a significant difference in his life, and he will be telling this with a sigh to the future generations. He mentions this, somewhere ages and ages hence. So here the phrase ages and ages hence refers to the situation when in the old age the poet will be telling the future generations about his decision making. He will be telling that two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by. So he will be telling long after his decision making, the future generations, he will be telling about his decision that once upon a time he made a very significant decision, and that decision changed his life. This he will be telling with a sigh. Right? Now he says that what was the decision? The decision was that he took the less travelled by road. There were 2 roads. The first one was commonly adopted by lot of people, but the second one was less travelled by, and he opted for the second one. Right? Now in the last line he says, and that has made all the difference. He doesn't forget to mention that that decision has made a significant difference. There is no doubt. But he doesn't tell us whether he is happy with the decision. Sometimes दोस्तों ये बात पूछी जाती है, is the poet happy with his decision? So you will have to tell that although the poet has mentioned that he has made a significant difference, but whether he is happy or not, he doesn't clarify. Therefore, we do not know whether the poet was happy with his decision or not. ऐसी दुविधा सभी की जिंदगी में होती है. There comes a stage when one has to make a decision. आपके पास नौकरी के लिए, मैं कुछ साल बाद की बात कर रहा हूँ, 2 अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ आ गई, दोनों जगह यू हैव क्लियर्ड. इंटरव्यू के बाद लेटर दोनों जगह से आ गया, ज्वाइनिंग लेटर. ज्वाइन तो एक जगह करोगे और कभी कभार आप सोचोगे उस बारे में, हैज़ इट मेड ऑल द डिफरेंस? यस, इट हैज़ मेड. क्या पहले वाले डिसीजन पे जाता तो कैसा रहता? तो दिस इज अ डायलेमा विच एवरीवन इन लाइफ फेसेस, और ये हर किसी की ज़िंदगी से रिलेट होता है. फॉर इंस्टेंस, थोड़ा आपको एक और इंसिडेंट से रिलेट कर दूं. अच्छा, मान लिया तरुण को हनी और अमन में से एक को चुनना है दोस्त के रूप में. ही हैज़ टू मेक अ सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस. और हनी और अमन ने जिद लगा ली है, भाई मेरी दोस्ती है तो इसकी छोड़नी पड़ेगी. नाउ तरुण हैज़ टू मेक अ डिसीजन. ठीक है, ये एक एग्जाम्पल हुआ. और हो सकता है बाद में ये सोचे कि यार मैंने अमन की दोस्ती छोड़ के हनी की दोस्ती तो ली, क्या ये अच्छा नहीं होता कि मैं अमन के साथ ही रहता? या मैंने ह्यूमैनिटी छोड़ के साइंस लिया, यार कहीं गलती तो नहीं कर दी? सो आदमी डिसाइड करता है और उसके बावजूद भी आदमी अपने डिसीजंस पर जीवन भर जो छोड़ दिया उस पर सोचता रहता है. लेकिन ये भी एक सच है कि इट इज़ नेवर गोइंग बैक. ऐसा कभी नहीं होता कि वन गोज बैक ऑन द सेम दोराहा एंड देन ट्रेवल्स द फर्स्ट वन. ऐसा मौका आता नहीं. जिंदगी डजेंट गिव यू सेकेंड इनिंग्स. इट्स नॉट ए क्रिकेट टेस्ट मैच. फर्स्ट इनिंग्स में 0 पे आउट हो गए तो सेकेंड इनिंग खेल लो, मार दो सेंचुरी. ना, ऐसा होता नहीं. आप आगे बढ़ चुके एंड यू नो हाउ वे लीड्स ऑन टू वे. ठीक है, तो इट इज़ वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू टेल. ठीक है, अब इसमें एक बात देखिए, ये जो लाइन है, 2 roads diverged in a wood, हमने शुरुआत भी करी थी. ये लाइन देखिए, फर्स्ट वन, 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood. और ये पूरी पोयम आप देखते जाइए और लास्ट स्टेंजा में ये कैसे सेम लाइन रिपीट हो जाती है, 2 roads diverged in a wood. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? द राइम स्कीम, अपार्ट फ्रॉम द राइम स्कीम, द लिटरेरी डिवाइस यूज्ड हियर इज रिपीटिशन. ठीक है दोस्तों, यहाँ पर जो लिटरेरी डिवाइस का यूज हुआ दैट इज रिपीटिशन, ये वाली. ठीक है, ये दिस इज द वन, यहां पर रिपीट हो रहा है. ठीक है, तो इस तरह से वी हैव कंप्लीटेड दिस पोयम. और मुझे उम्मीद है कि आपको पसंद आई होगी. इफ यू हैव रियली लाइक्ड इट देन यू शुड लाइक द वीडियो ऑल्सो एंड टेल योर फ्रेंड्स, यार दे शुड ऑल्सो बेनिफिट. ठीक है, इफ यू रियली लाइक इट. And if you are new to the channel, then you should subscribe also. That encourages the teacher. पता आपको ये बात? Okay, thanks for joining. Thanks a lot.